I'm suing my sister for unpaid rent when she lived with me for a couple of weeks.
All right. Was this a written or oral agreement?
This was an oral agreement.
And what was the agreement?
That when she moved back down here, she needed a place to stay for a couple of weeks. And while she stayed with me, she said that she would help me out with the rent and utilities.
All right. So how did you come up with 303?
Just calculated my 1/4 of the rent because my rent is $1,215.
You have proof
Yes.
that it was 1,200?
Yes, I have my
Okay.
evidence.
All right. Very good.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Damon. So how did the agreement come into play? Since it was oral, tell me about it.
Well, basically, she wanted to move back to California from Washington, and she had a place to stay, but I guess it fell through.
And so she called and said, can I come and stay with you?
Yes.
And that's when you made the agreement?
No, we didn't make the agreement until she physically was staying with me, because I was looking around like, you're doing a lot, you're eating my food, using my utilities, I need some money for that. So
And
that's
then
when the agreement was made.
Then, okay, and she did make the agreement?
Yes, she did.
All right, Michelle,
Hi.
how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All right, so you decided to come out here to LA.
Yeah.
All right, came in, moved with your sister. Was
Correct.
there an oral agreement?
Yes, there was an oral agreement, but I really don't think I should have to owe her anything because we're sisters. She should be there for me in my time of need, and I've done plenty of things for her and never asked anything in return.
Okay, why did you give her that look?
Because, I understand we're sisters, but it's like, I'm only 23. I have a lot of bills that I have to pay. My rent is expensive. Of course, I don't mind her staying with me, but $303 is not even a lot compared to how much my rent is, I know she's done a lot for me, and I'm always there for her, but at the same time, it's like, I need help. You can't expect me just to take care of you. You know what I mean?
Well, where are you living now, my dear?
In Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
Okay. Beverly Hills. How are you affording to be able to live in Beverly Hills?
I work local fashion shows, like just wardrobing and helping models get ready and event staff.
So you have a degree in fashion design?
Yes.
All right. And so what does being a family member have to do with repaying her the money that you promised that you'd pay back?
Well, I just think, for me, we went to Vegas, for a graduation gift, and I paid for everything. I paid for the food, I paid for the flight, the hotel, and everything, and I never asked for anything in return. And so I just think it's just, if we're family, why should I have to give her money for staying there for 2 weeks?
If you make a promise, do you think you have to honor your word?
Yeah, I think I should. If it's a promise, I didn't really promise to. I just said I'd probably help out.
Oh, you never agreed to do the 2 weeks rent?
I agreed to it, but then it wasn't really a promise, so we didn't write it down on a piece of paper and I signed something.
Well, guess what? There's something called an oral contract, and it is as valid as a written contract. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. An oral contract is valid if the terms are met. An offer and acceptance, you have to say that. She made an offer that you could stay with me, but you'd have to pay $303. You accepted it by saying sure, and didn't you stay?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so it's a valid agreement.
I always find it really funny once they come to court and they're like, yeah, I did say I would pay her, but why should I? I've done so much. And they think that they can get out of it, but they're literally admitting in court that they agreed to do it. Now, the concept of whether or not it's family and she should have just let you stay there for 2 weeks is kind of neither here nor there because you agreed to it. So, now I must say, for all you out there who have said, oh, well, Tim Burton doesn't have any black characters because it's not a part of the aesthetic. Hello? Miss Thing over here would fit perfectly into the Tim Burton universe. Does she not look like one of his claymation in, the best way? She's gorgeous. First thing I thought when I saw her was, well, 1, that she looked like a Tim Burton character, and 2, that she should be a model, and she works in fashion. So, as a retired model myself, I call it like I see it. She's got the look.
Well, let's go a little deeper than that, because now I think we've got the legal issues kind of out, but there's a lot going on here, right?
Correct.
Because you all are as different as night and day. And because you're opposites, your view of life is a little different. But what I was talking about specifically is when I read all of the materials about the lawsuit, you said you're more urban and she's more bougie.
Correct.
So educate me on this.
Okay, when I say urban, I mean like I'm not into the Vogue, into, the high class fashion, all that type of stuff. I'm more, laid back, casual, go to the mall, go to the regular store. When she's more, I have to shop on Melrose or Rodeo, I want to look just like the models, I'm skinny, I can make it as a model. So it's like we're on two different paths, and they collide because I'm a bigger size than she is. Most of the time she feels that, in order for me to make it in entertainment business, I need to be a smaller size as she is. And I don't feel like that, is the case. What she misunderstands is that, it kind of hurts my feelings the way the certain things that she does, because she makes me feel bad. It makes me feel like, it's not okay to be my size and that there's something wrong with it.
What
that
happens?
Everything has to be her size.
What happens? What's the part that hurts your feelings?
Like for instance, like when we were shopping for my birthday dress, we were in the mall in the regular store, and she'll pick up a dress and she'll say, "This would have looked cute on you," and then we'll like put it back because she knows I can't fit it. And like I know she's not trying to be rude, but
Well, no,
it's
let's
rude.
figure out what are you trying to be.
I'm not trying to be rude. I just think it'd be easier for her to be in the industry if she was skinnier, and I mean she doesn't have to be like a stick, like, because I know I'm pretty skinny, but just smaller and healthier. It'll be a lot easier to be in the industry.
Well, there's a way to do everything, and taking a little size and say, this would really look good on you if you could fit it. You don't think that's a little mean and hateful?
Oh boy. I mean, on the one hand, she's kind of not wrong. That's not a fault of her sister for being a little bit more curvy. That's the fault of the industry itself for having these unattainable beauty standards. Of course, it's okay that she's not stick thin, but unfortunately, in the entertainment business, your weight has a lot to do with getting work. It's the unfortunate truth. I mean, we wouldn't be having this Ozempic crisis right now if it wasn't true. And this is an episode from the 2000s, which is when ultra skinny was in fashion. So while I do think that the defendant's way of telling her sister this is not right, her saying that it would be easier to get into the industry if you were skinny, she's not wrong. It's just the truth of the matter, and it sucks.
Right, yeah, it does sound kind of mean and cruel.
I think it is. And I'm looking at you, and it's hurtful. And that's not good. Because I think you love your sister, right? You all right? Okay, let me give her some tissue. What's wrong, baby? Why are you crying? Because you're nothing but little girls. I mean, you're grown, 22 and 23, but all right, Melanie needs some too. Okay, there's a lot going on here. Because the crying tells me that we're not in here for $303. Why are you all crying?
Because I just don't want her to just go somewhere for an audition or something, and then they just make fun of her because she's fat or they don't have the right size to fit her.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were talking about how
Let's
that
back
came
it
out.
up. So, because the tears are real, the emotion is real, so it's got to be bigger than these jobs. What is it about you that you're thinking that you would say such a thing to her? Because you seem to love her. Why were you crying?
Just because I think I am really hard on her about her weight, and just for me, I've had, even though I'm skinny, I've still had people with me trying to be, because I used to want to be a model, trying to be in the industry, you're not skinny enough. I've had your butt's too big, just stuff like that.
People
and,
said that about you?
Yeah.
Girl, come from
Just
behind this desk. You looking like a little pencil. Turn around. Child, please.
I have had this exact experience. I used to be a model, and I remember I was at a runway show, and they were like, who has a 24-inch waist who can fit into this jumpsuit? And I was like, I do. I was really skinny back then. Anyway, I always have had more of a booty on me. You'd be hard-pressed to find any evidence of that on the internet, though. But I remember them trying to put this jumpsuit on me, and it would not go past my butt. And they were like, well, it fits her waist, but it doesn't fit all of that. And I was mortified because I was like 18 years old and having some gay man tell me that my butt was too big to fit into this outfit. Oh my gosh. It made me so insecure about my butt. I mean, nowadays, my butt is in fashion, so it's desirable. But back then, you were meant to be skinny everywhere. So I feel this girl's pain.
You're not bigger than my little finger. I'm so concerned about this obsession that we have with weight and trying to judge folks by their weight. What you're supposed to have in this life, you're going to have it no matter how you look. But what was meant for your life, you're going to have. And it's not going to go by trying to be something in the magazine. Because, Michelle, I'm concerned about you in terms of what you are following all these little images. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like that it girl thing. I'm so amazed at the superficiality of things. If it's meant for her to be a publicist and to do her thing, it's not all about size. But you have to start communicating to your sister in love. Because I'm thinking you have a lot of love for her, but I'm hearing that you might be a little passive aggressive. What you think?
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yes.
Well, don't agree just because you can put up a fight.
Well, I think it is true, and I do, like, try to tell her what she should eat, and like she should like do the We Fit exercises, and she just.
Well, how does that make you feel though when she says?
Like, don't get me wrong, like, I appreciate it. I just think it's the way that she says things. It's hurtful. It's not in a helpful manner. It's more of a
Now,
hurtful
I could see
manner.
what she did with the dress. What else? Give me an example, because she needs some examples so that she can hear what it is she's doing. Now, the dress thing was hateful. Anybody who pulls out a smaller dress at anybody and say, I don't know, you probably wasn't a 0, 0.
0.
You're in a 0. So let's say there was a 0, 0, 0. And I pulled it out and said, oh, this would be cute on you, but you can't fit it. You see how hateful that is?
Yeah.
Okay, what else is she doing so that we can eliminate some of that, so that we can get you to a place where the love shows in a proper way?
Well, it's very hard for me sometimes to shop with her because she doesn't like to shop at the malls. She likes to shop on like Rodeo or like, little stores
Child,
like
are
that.
you really trying to shop on Rodeo?
I'm not that bad. Like, I mean, some stuff like I get there, but I go to like the little vintage shops on Melrose too.
But like stores like that, she know I can't find nothing in there because it's like, okay, well, you're doing this on purpose because you know I can't fit nothing in here, so why
Or you think
go
she's
here?
doing it on purpose, or she's doing it because she's the one really with the low self-esteem?
You know, it is true. It is very difficult to find vintage clothes for fuller figured bodies. That's something I've heard a lot from my friends who are vintage collectors who aren't stick thin. But I feel like the plaintiff is taking it all very personally. She is saying like she's doing this on purpose to hurt me. I don't know that it's really that conspired in her sister's mind. I don't think her sister thinks to herself, how can I make her feel terrible about herself? Oh yes, let's go to a shop that she doesn't fit in any of the clothes. Us as individuals, we love to think that everyone's just thinking about us and conspiring against us, but in reality, we're all just thinking about ourselves. That's all we're concerned about. Majority of the time, people are thinking about themselves. So yeah, maybe she's taking you to these vintage shops, but she's just thinking, I want to go here. I want to shop here. She's not thinking, oh, my sister can't fit in anything here. That'll really get under her skin. I don't think it's that deep.
People who won't even think past a paper bag might say you might be the one with the low self-esteem because you're the heavy one. But indeed, what is this obsession with brand? You're deriving something that you're missing inside of you, honey. And I'm wondering, at 22, what happened? You know what judges say? Because in order to feel good with yourself, you got to go there, and it makes you feel important, right? Judge is telling you what she knows. You don't think I went through all that? That's why I could talk about it? I was missing something. For me, I didn't have love. I had the love of my mother, but I didn't have my father. And it haunted me all the days of my life. So I would go with things outside of me. You think that's what's happening?
Yeah.
Where's that hole in your soul?
I think it's a big part of that, just like missing like my dad, and then now that Melanie and I aren't really as close as we used to be, like it's really hard.
What do you think about that, Melanie? You have a relationship with your father? Do you think that's caused something missing in you? You know, there's a brokenness because we believe that if those who gave us birth and life on this planet doesn't think enough to be in our lives, that it somehow breaks our spirits. And that's what's going on here. You put on weight because of it, and you try to be the it girl because of it. And in the long run, you end up looking real foolish in the process. Because underneath all this stuff, I wonder who is that pretty little girl, Michelle. And the whole get up, it's almost like a costume in some ways. Because I can see through that. Do you hear? All my years of heartache has helped me to be able to see that this is nothing but a charade. And riding down that street is trying to make you feel good, but it can't give you what you need. And we got to get you some self-esteem. Because guess what? Even if you didn't have your fathers, look how it happened that you have each other. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
Because one thing I know, you do love each other. I'm looking at both of you and I'm looking in your eyes. I can see there's more to all of this. And that you're just hurting. But you got each other. When are we going to start looking at the glass and see it? That's a lot of water in that glass. As opposed to seeing that somebody has drank. Who had my water? Damon, did you drink some of my water? I want you to laugh because I know I'm touching something that probably hasn't been touched in a while. Has anybody ever told you this, sweetheart?
No.
No. You think Judge is dead on it?
Yes.
Yeah. I want you to go back and try to do some reevaluation. You all have each other, right?
Right.
And you don't have to be all those girls on television. Honey, it's all a charade and a get-up for even them, too. All for the cameras. They put their hair on and everything else. I wish I could bring all of them in court and Judge Penny have a talk with them, too. Because there's a lot of hurting going on. And so if you want to do it, then you do it for the right reason, and you don't do it by putting your sister down. And with you, it's the same thing. You were eating your frustration and your hurt away. You don't have to be her. You make your mark on you. You all keep dreaming now, but you got to put it in perspective. And you know what? I'm so glad as young women I had the opportunity to have you in my court, because I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart. You let it go about your daddies. You focus on the fact that you have each other. It's their losses for them not to have you. Don't get it from a man. Don't get it from thinking you're going to be his famous publicist, nor from your outfits or shopping in Melrose. Is it Melrose?
Yeah.
Okay. Rosedale Drive.
Yeah.
Find it within you and begin to love you. Now that I've opened this up, then you be more reflective. All right? I believe that there was an oral contract. What do you think now that we've been talking?
Yes.
I think so. I see where you have provided me with the evidence. I believe that indeed you told your sister you can come be with me for 2 weeks, but you got to pay me $303. I want this relationship back together because it's more important than anything else, but I want you all to be whole. But we're going to get back on the track?
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right. I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $303, and I wish you all the best, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Case is adjourned.
Definitely, I think I will be more accepting of her and her feelings and just not to be so hard on her about her weight and everything, because I know she's really sensitive about that.
Of course, I want my sister to be my best friend. I love her to death, and there's nothing more that I would want than that.
I get so many comments that are like, this is a courtroom, not a counselor's office. It's like, no, I would argue to say that it's counselor first, judge second. Yeah, she does the judging, she gives a verdict, but people really go to Judge Penny to get some words of wisdom and some heartfelt advice. This was a sweet case. I think that they will be just fine, that they just had a little bit of communication issues and hurt feelings. But I'm curious to know your thoughts on this case. Do you think the defendant was trying to make her sister feel bad about her weight? Do you think that she should have owed her the $300? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Leave a like and a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.